Wait, hold up. I'm out of breath. Y'all are going too fast. Let me just... We have been literally sprinting through this relationship between Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. Remember back when we didn't even know if they were together? Back when the big announcement came? Then when we started seeing them around town more often? Seems like a lifetime ago, but it's only been like 3 months. And now, despite the challenges, Pete Davidson is getting closer and closer to Kim's kids. And who'd have thought? He's darn good at it. I'm Eric Myrick, and I'm going to walk you through the ways Pete Davidson is showing signs of one day possibly making a great stepdad. And if you like live events, check out SeatGeek.com and use the promo code TTC for $20 off your first order. One thing about comedians, they can adapt. Pete is no different. Throw him in a new situation and he's like a comic chameleon. Luckily for him, this relationship hasn't asked him to bend or change very much at all. One of the relationship quirks that people pointed out the most when the pair started dating has become one of the greatest tools in the step-parenting game. And that's the significant age gap between Pete and Kim. Pete, being younger, even by just a few years, has clearly made a big difference in how he gets along with the kids. Plus, Pete is widely known to be a big kid at heart. Being a crazy funny comedian probably doesn't hurt either. Pete Davidson is a famous goofball, silly enough to make even the most hardened adult burst into laughter. So it's no wonder kids adore him. What a fun superpower to have. We've definitely spotted the kids out more with Pete recently than we have in the past. Seems like things are getting pretty serious and have definitely evolved since the days of him not being allowed anywhere near the Kardashian-West children. The first time we saw Pete with any of the kids was when he and North went on a very cute, very fun golf cart ride. This was just 6 months after Kim and Pete met on the set of SNL. In April of this year, eagle-eyed fans spotted a brand new tattoo on Pete's neck. The tattoo simply reads, KNSCP. And if you're an avid follower of this family, you'll immediately know that those letters also happen to be the first letter of each of Kim's children, in order from oldest to youngest. That is so precious. Then in June of 2022, Pete was spotted with the oldest Kardashian-West son, Saint, for a day out at the Grove in Hollywood. This was just a boys' day. Kim was nowhere in sight, and the pair eventually got some grub at the Cheesecake Factory. Truly the key to every child's heart. Smart move, Pete, smart. But Cheesecake Factory aside, what does Kim think about Pete now that he's formed such a close bond with her family? Kim absolutely gushed about Pete Davidson, saying, Pete has got to be literally the best human I've ever met. Like, the best heart. People will always say, oh, he is so funny, and it has to do with how funny he is. And that is like 4th on my list of why I like him. Sheesh! Big praise! No wonder she's given him such massive access to her kids so soon. I love this for her.
Always wants the best for people, can handle anything, always does it with grace. Like, he's really, really thoughtful and humble and just so genuine. I would say the perfect word to describe Pete is genuine.
Later, she explained the differences between her relationship with Pete and her relationship with her children's father. She didn't mention her ex-husband by name, but it was pretty clear the comparison she was making. I never knew that you could just be so happy watching a TV series and going to the gym.
I actually don't care if I go out like this and have no makeup on. Like, it's the most refreshing feeling to not feel like, oh my God.
Like, you don't have to be perfect at all times. You're just perfect the way you are.
Once again, love this for you, Kim. We can't talk about any of this, though, without bringing up Kanye West, the father of all of Kim's children. Looking back, Kanye has had some pretty choice words about Pete Davidson, and some even more choice words about Pete being around his kids. Back when Kanye was actively trying to win back ex-wife Kim, Kanye was very public about his back and forth feud. He gave Pete Davidson a pretty publicly embarrassing nickname. He shared their private texts. He badmouthed Pete to the media, and in the most forward and explicit statement about his kids, he replied in all caps on one of Pete Davidson's social media posts, quote, "No, you will never meet my children." Pete has handled every stage of this relationship like a pro, a bona fide pro. Like someone auditioning to be America's next top stepdad. He's been gracious, he's been patient, he's been Pete. Which is why we all love the guy and why we think, Kim thinks, this one's gonna be around for the long haul. I'm Eric Myrick with The Things. Share your thoughts on Papa Pete in the comments below.